Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I want to start off this video by talking about the obvious. I am an average player, and that's why I speak for the average player. I do not pretend to be somebody that prides himself on doing easy solos in the Winter of Woe, or someone who even does any Alliance War tier. Screw that, no. The only reason why I've been able to still survive the draining pain and sometimes agony of this game is certainly disappointment, is by not doing Alliance War, doing map 6 of Alliance Quest, and never putting pressure on myself to do more than I have to and that I'm capable of. Basically, trying to make sure this game is fun and not stressful. Alliance War is stressful, so I don't do it. Battlegrounds is stressful, so I only do 3 matches every 2 days. And the Winter of Woe, I have still only gained 2 points on it at the time recording this. And if you want to know how I did it, which is not hard at all, you can see the video I put out of myself using multiple revives to take down Absorbing Man with OG Hulk and get that Gamma charge. With that being said, I am somebody that has quite reasonably, in some cases easily, completed all 25 sectors of Zone 6, or 25 zones of Sector 6. It's kind of a tongue twister when you break it down. But this incursion, and I've heard this feedback from several of you, is harder than we've seen. Part of that is because of dust. I have fought dust with so many annoying nodes that make it difficult. When you combine, I always say Aegis, and I know that's not how you pronounce it, but that's how I say it. Aegis with a protection node and an incinerate node. Kabam is trying to incursion-proof Hercules. Make no mistake about it. Hercules is not costing Kabam money in Necropolis. He's a terrible option for Necropolis. He's not really costing them money in Battlegrounds because he's not the fastest KO. If you have somebody like even Kitty Pryde, you're going to take somebody down faster if you know how to use her, or Kate Bishop, etc. And so champs that have a higher skill threshold, which of course are champions that naturally I'm not the best with, they're going to be better in Battlegrounds than Hercules. Where Hercules still thrives, though, where they cost Kabam a lot of money, is Incursions. Because if you get the right series of hacks, from draining degeneration to prowling degeneration to toxic advance, the list goes on and on, plus 50% stun duration, extra damage on your special attacks, you're going to be just blowing through it. I have done this 5 times now, and the good news is it's only in small increments, you know? It's only 5-minute increments for a champ to refresh, so by the time I'm done recording this video, I'll get to try again. But I haven't made it past Zone 11. That's pretty pathetic for me. It's not that I suddenly have gotten worse at the game, I'm still average. Although I'm choking up, people ask me, it sounds like you have a cold. I don't. I really just need a glass of water next to me. Sorry if clearing your throat grosses you out, because I just grossed you out if that's the case. But the bottom line is, Kabam stepped up their incursion effort and replacing the final bosses that were some form of Deadpool. Obviously, we had the previous version, which was led by Platinum Pool, to the February 2024 bosses, and thus the new champions, Ironheart and Dust, have made it challenging. I find Ironheart to be much easier to fight than Dust. I don't think that's a hot take by any means. So I will be attempting to try it again. I put in Hercules. I put in Captain America Infinity War. Sometimes. But I start with the classic Galen, Hercules, and Odin. I'll do my first fight with Odin, since he needs to win a fight to actually get the pre-fight. First fight with Galen, since he has to win. Put the Galen pre-fight on the first boss of Hercules, sub him out for Heimdall, put Odin's 3 pre-fights next, then sub him out for Hulk. That's my winning team, even though about half the time I click enter solo, it actually shuts me out of the screen and says, you need to reload a dungeon. Now here is the smart strategy that I'm going to end this video with, and that's been suggested to me by much better people than myself at the game. And that is, if you don't see one of the things that I talked about at the very beginning, and draining degeneration is one of them, restart. Restart. But thankfully, draining degeneration is part of this, so I will continue. And notice, of course, that yes, we have a super fun knockdown dot bubble shield first boss. So even zone 1 can be tricky. But thankfully, you're not using energy cost, and you're not waiting multiple days for your 6 or 7 stars to need to refresh their timers. If you get bad luck, just quit out and restart. I'm not saying that this video means Hercules can't be Hercules in Incursions, but it is trickier than ever to not use items, and that is a direct, I think, result of Kabam targeting this as a tougher fight. So, that's my feedback for today. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.